Sylvester Stallone has had enough of woke Hollywood and political correctness in the movie industry. The evidence shows that a lot of social justice warriors are evidently angry that Stallone is taking such a conservative stand, and efforts have been made to blacklist him. And with things getting heated, Stallone has this to say.
After long, hard consideration, your mother and I have decided it's time to move on and leave the state of California permanently, and we're going to go to Florida.
So, we're going to be talking about just how much Sylvester Stallone is pushing against woke ideology in movies, and how this has definitely put a target on his back in more ways than one.
No pressure here, right? Okay, no.
Everyone loves Stallone. From his famous movies like Rambo, Cliffhanger, and Rocky, even when he plays a shark, he is amazing. The veteran actor has expressed his love for movies and the impact they've had on culture, not just in America, but all around the world. And Stallone is well aware that movies are no longer what they used to be. The landscape has changed, and the individuals responsible for the production of movies and shows seem to be adopting ideologies that make absolutely no sense. Stallone doesn't like this.
Whoa, hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's a girl Vermore, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to this video from Woke Busters, and we have Woke Hollywood just got owned by Sylvester Stallone. First time checking this out, and I want to check it out with you guys. But before we get started, we have some amazing people watching us for the first time. If you're new to the channel, I am Vera. I do reaction videos. If this is something that you love, why not join Veracity? Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that, guys, let's go.
At the very least, some rumors even suggest that. Stallone says he doesn't want any woke stuff on his set, with some articles suggesting that Stallone's words were, "I won't have a bunch of granola moms and their soy boy husbands telling me what I can and can't do on my set with my crew. The wokeness can get lost. We don't need it." While this hasn't been verified to be true, much of what we see in Stallone's recent projects echo the same sentiment. In the second episode of his hit series, Tulsa King, there's a particular scene that suggests Stallone's true feelings about all the wokeness happening in today's culture.
And these pronouns. What the fuck is with the pronouns? He, she, him, they, the, boom.
While he may have been playing a scene, the word on the grapevine is Stallone absolutely and 100% agrees with what was said in that scene and stands by it. It seems that due to Stallone's outright stance on having movies be movies and not some vehicle for pandering to some communities, certain individuals are unwilling to work with him. Right now, he is facing serious allegations for his alleged toxic behavior on the set of Tulsa King Season 2. News outlets reported that the casting agency Cotrette Locke resigned from the set because Stallone and the director of an episode from the series had created a toxic environment for people to work in, and that he was being abusive to the crew.
Wow.
By referring to some of the actors playing background characters, many of which were on the heavy side of things, as ugly tub of lard and fat guy with a cane. Rose Locke, a member of the casting agency, said that she and her team will not be working with Stallone as he had no respect for other people working on set. There seems to be a lot of speculation that suggests that Stallone was being abusive to people on the set of the Paramount series, with rumors going around that he asked the director to surround him with pretty girls. You have to admit, it seems pretty strange that someone like Stallone, who has been in the industry for years, will suddenly start saying things like this, when most people who have worked with him have said nothing but positive things about him.
And what was your first impression of Mr. Stallone anyway?
The guy knows a little bit about everything. I mean, he could tell you like who made the camera, where's this wood imported from, the desk. He just, the things that you don't think he knows, he knows.
As you can see, people generally have positive things to say about him, and even in his interviews and shows he does, you can hardly tell of a time when he was abusive to anyone. The director Craig Zisk, who was working on an episode for the show, has denied the claim. In an interview with TMZ, he alleged that Cotrette Locke had cast the wrong background characters for a bar scene he was shooting, but he instead opted to keep those characters as extras. Zisk said he specifically asked for extras who were young and hip and not in their middle ages. Locke made a wrong casting choice, but he respected the background artists and everyone had done their job smoothly. It seems that Locke was just trying to start trouble after doing a terrible job. Craig Zisk also felt the need to add that Sly Stallone never said he wanted to be surrounded by pretty girls on set, because for one thing, that's a little disrespectful, and it's not on brand with what we already know about him. And the second reason is, his wife, Jennifer Flavin, is usually on set with him helping out, and have you seen his wife? She's one of the prettiest women ever, so why would he say that? The entire story just makes no sense. It all just seems to be some play to malign the show and get it canceled because of the show's more traditional and a lot more conservative stance. It's probably why the 70s superstar has not officially addressed the issue on any of his social media platforms. He's still focused on promoting the second season of his hit TV show. Sylvester has always been a man of principle and doing things appropriately. I mean, this is the man who taught us how to fight for what's right both inside and outside a boxing ring. I mean, have you forgotten this iconic speech?
So what is happening here? So being sane or having a different opinion is now seen or considered as being toxic. What exactly is going on? I feel like Sylvester Stallone is just standing up for what's right. So I see no reason why people are dragging him, because I don't know what's with the toxic behavior. Honestly, Stallone is someone that I respect a lot. Whenever I see him in movies, I always love it. He's a great man. So I see no reason why they are dragging him in all of this. Doesn't make any sense. Let's go on.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let.
So it makes no sense that someone responsible for such positive content will behave in such a manner. Stallone often refers to himself as one of the last dinosaurs because he comes from an era of male actors and a time when masculinity was defined a lot differently in media. I'm talking about the time when action heroes were essentially bodybuilders, having muscles bigger than Natalie Portman's head, taking names and kicking, well, you know what I mean. Stallone has also been vocal about the role of masculinity in Hollywood and how it's shifted over time, and he credited Arnold Schwarzenegger for his role in defining masculinity in the 80s and 90s, because we just don't see that in modern Hollywood.
No, I really respect this guy. I think he's brilliant. What he's done, what he's accomplished, he's had 3 different careers.
Stallone maintains that modern male actors don't have that anymore. The big-time actors like your Timothée Chalamet and your Austin Butlers are flamboyant and more in touch with their feminine side. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but a lot of these kinds of actors are sometimes pushed due to a woke agenda, often to discourage and suppress more traditional forms of masculinity, citing that due to the current state of audiences and with the whole streaming business, many of the movies that worked a couple of decades ago wouldn't have worked today.
The audience, the demographic is different. They're now watching films on an iPhone, so it's not as though the theater has become this habitual shrine.
It's sad to think that he is right, that a movie like Rocky would actually not be as impactful in today's market as it was in the 70s. Kelvin Sorbo, an actor with whom Stallone is expected to team up for an upcoming project, has similar ideologies. He wrote a paper for Fox News that detailed how he was outed from Hollywood because of his conservative views. He also slammed individuals like Chalamet and Billy Porter, who are fond of wearing skirts. He says Hollywood could use more manly men who embody the traditional masculinity which is now considered toxic.
Movies and television will influence our youth. And look at what's going on in the streets across America today, especially in all the blue states and the blue cities.
This is the kind of man whom Stallone is choosing to collaborate with, and it wouldn't be the first time that Stallone has associated with individuals who are unpopular with the people from the more left-leaning and woke community. He was even seen in a meeting with former President Donald Trump when he had some other persons were soliciting for a posthumous pardon for the famous boxing legend Jack Johnson.
Than you would think. So I won't even tell him, but if you want to say a word, you can, Chip. So.
Well, no pressure here, right?
This happened at a time when it seemed like most of the country hated Donald Trump, and almost every single media outlet was fixated on trying to make sure Donald was the most hated man in America. Yet Sylvester Stallone had no qualms about being next to Trump and going as far as thanking him. He was actually very vocal about the fact that Jack Johnson was the inspiration for Apollo Creed, and he wanted to see him get his flowers even after death. The veteran actor has also made comments about just how toxic Hollywood is, and how there are those in Hollywood who are just selfish and are out to swindle people of their sweat and hard work. This is coming as a result of the fact that he no longer owned the rights to Rocky or anything in the Rocky and Creed universe, which is just wild given the fact that he was the creator of these characters. Irwin Winkler, a former associate and friend of Stallone, was responsible for taking the characters and world away from under him. Stallone has described his actions as reprehensible and nefarious, to the point where he has to ask for permission to use the characters that he created.
You can't make peace when someone has been so nefarious, in my opinion.
At this point, Rocky said he had hoped that he could have left the rights to these characters as a legacy for his wife and kids. Something for them to use as a memorial was long gone, but now that's never happening. Thanks to Irwin Winkler.
When I'm long gone, this is you.
Right.
This is what I made for you.
This is part of my legacy.
That's all. And that's never going to happen.
But that's crazy. Stallone fights for what is right. He always fights for what is right, because he wants to do things the right way. He's doing things the right way, then most of these people are against him. The world is something else these days, honestly. The world is something else. So now they're trying to tarnish his name. They want to cancel him.
This is one of the reasons why he wasn't in Creed 3. Yes, it made sense narratively that Adonis Creed steps out of Rocky's shadow, but Stallone had sort of gotten tired of having to jump 3 hoops and walk on eggshells to use something that should actually belong to him. I guess this is one of the reasons why Stallone is leaving California. According to the actor, he is just tired. Tired of all the craziness going on in the state, tired of Hollywood and their woke agenda, tired of the backstabbing and betrayals, the misinformation, and all the drama. It's honestly no longer worth it.
After long, hard consideration, your mother and I have decided it's time to move on and leave the state of California permanently, and we're going to go to Florida.
Despite what a lot of people think, Sly is actually not a Republican or far-right-leaning individual. Neither is he a fan of the left and all their ideological bullcrap. He tries to stay away from politics because he is not exactly a fan of both sides, and he can see and understand that a lot's going on that meets the eye, and he wants no part of it.
What?
Yep.
Is this a joke?
It's not a joke at all.
Full time. No LA time.
Full time. We already have the place. It's a done deal.
He and his wife Jennifer have decided to move to Florida, a less volatile state that doesn't seem like it's trying to involve its denizens in some far-left agenda. They're expected to relocate to their home in Palm Beach, with the property estimated to be worth up to $35.38 million, which is a lot of money to spend on a house. This makes Stallone one of the many celebrities that has opted to leave Los Angeles due to its toxic environment. From the high amount of taxes placed on its citizens, high standard of living in terms of housing and even local commodities, its high crime rates and insecurity, it's just unfair to everyone living there. And that's why hundreds of thousands of people are leaving LA, and Sylvester Stallone is one of them.
It is Sylvester Stallone. A great documentary about him on Netflix right now. Well, guess what? He's leaving Cali and he's moving to the Sunshine State.
Even the First Lady of Florida, Casey DeSantis, was very glad to hear this and took to Twitter to welcome Stallone, saying, "Welcome to the free state of Florida." In addition to respecting and protecting your God-given constitutional right to be free, you can also buy toothpaste without having an armed guard in CVS unlock it for you. At the end of it all, Stallone is one of the few persons in Hollywood who is done with the noise and the nonsense of wokeness and political correctness. The betrayals and disrespect that most studios have for filmmaking, all because they want to serve an agenda.
Such a brave man. I love the fact that he's actually brave. He's not scared to take the bold step. And he took the step. So now they want to cancel him. They do not like him because he doesn't agree with their woke, whatever. Stallone is a great man, like I said. I love to watch his movies a lot. Hollywood can try to tarnish his name all they want, but Stallone would always be a great man. I love the fact that he is still about dignity and self-respect, even in this world that we live in. They can take Rocky away from him, but the truth is this: his legacy can never be taken away. I'm sick and tired of movies pushing their woke agendas. Like these days, most of these movies, they tend to be so annoying to watch. They start with all this wokeness, silliness. It's crazy. I love the fact that he stood his ground and is fighting for what he believes in. Perfect. Oh my goodness, this was absolutely mind-blowing. What are your thoughts? What are your takes? Drop your comment down below. I totally enjoyed watching this. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please give it a huge thumbs up and please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, join Veracity. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's, guys, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.